Friends of Marshall County Conservation will be returning this summer with their live and local concert. Tonight we are starting off with Billy Wilson. He will be our first performer. Every month throughout the summer we'll have live free concerts out here at the amphitheater as well as local food trucks. So we hope you enjoyed this concert today.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the fabulous Leonard Grimes Memorial Amphitheater. As Emily said, I am Billy Wilson. I'm proud to be the very first performer in the 2021 live and local music season here at the Grimes Farm Conservation Center. Thank you for joining my virtual performance as I present a program of Irish music, history, and a little Irish humor. My opening number that I played on the Irish bowron drum, a very traditional drum found in most Irish pubs and Irish music. The opening number that I had was The Harvest from Riverdance. And according to the song, the wheel of the seasons turns slowly from harvest through dormant winter into the miracle of spring. New growth, exhilaration, the world turns and is made new again. And that's what the song that I just played to, The Harvest from Riverdance, is what that is for. So traditional Irish music descended from the Celts more than 2,000 years ago. The Celts are speaking peoples of the British and Irish islands and their descendants. Music was so important to the ancient Celts that a group evolved called the Barbs. Barbs were wandering singers, storytellers, and poets. I have several songs selected today from different time periods in the history of Ireland, from Riverdance and some fun songs. And I'm going to start with the fun songs, but before I do, to kind of get everybody in a humor, I have a joke, and it's called Tricky Parking. O'Malley was driving down the street, thoroughly worked up because he had an important meeting and he couldn't find a parking place. Looking up at heaven, he said, "Lord, take pity on me. If you find me a parking place, I will go to Mass every Sunday for the rest of my life and give up me Irish whiskey." Miraculously, a parking place appeared. O'Malley looked up again and said, "Never mind, Lord, I found one." Yeah. How about a fun little song? I discovered this one when I was song mining Irish music just a few weeks ago, and it's called "The Pretty Little Girl from Uma." Way up in the north in old Tyrone, there's a pretty little girl I call my own. She's the prettiest rose Ireland's ever grown. And sure as the moon and stars above, I'm falling head over heels in love with a pretty little girl from Uma in the county of Tyrone. There's cute little girls in all Trabane, they're just as pretty in Monaghan. This to every roving eye is known. But I guess that I'd be out of bounds, 'cause they're between the northern towns. There's a pretty little girl from Uma in the county of Tyrone. She wears my ring and tells a friend she's going to marry me. And best of all, she tells them all she's happy as can be. Oh, lucky me. Well, I don't know what she's done to me. There's nothing else my eyes can see. A pretty little girl from Uma in the county of Tyrone. Sounds like an Irish country song, doesn't it? Was down in South in old Tramone, I recall the yellow dress she wore as she strolled along the shore that all alone. But I guess it was my lucky day, she came there on a holiday. A pretty little girl from Uma in the county of Tyrone. She wears my ring and tells her friend she's going to marry me. But best of all, she tells them all she's happy as can be. Oh, lucky me. Well, I don't know what she's done to me. There's nothing else my eyes can see. A pretty little girl from Uma in the county of Tyrone. My pretty little girl from Uma in the county of Tyrone. Pretty Little Girl from Uma. Wasn't that a fun song? I hope you're all saying yes. Oh, I'll Tell Me Ma is my next song. Irish music and songs were not usually written down. Instead, adults taught children to play the music by ear. I'll Tell Me Ma, my next song, is a well-known Irish children's song, and the song accompanies a children's game. The ring is formed by the children joining hands, and one player standing in the center when asked, "Please tell me who they be." If a girl is in the middle, she gives the name or initials of a boy in the ring, vice versa for a boy. The ring then sings the rest of the words, and the boy who was named goes into the center. So this is a very, very popular song in Ireland, especially with the kids. And I have done this for some daycare centers, and we've had a lot of fun with this one. It's called I'll Tell Me Ma. I'll tell me, Ma, when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. Pulled my hair, they stole my comb, but that's all right till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is courting 1, 2, 3. Please, would you tell me who is she? Albert Moody says he loves her, all the boys are fighting for her. Knock at the door and they ring at the bell, singing, oh my true love, are you well? Out she comes as white as snow, rings on her fingers and bells on her toes. Oh, Jenny Murray says she'll die, she doesn't get the fellow with the roving eye. Let the wind and the rain and the hill blow high and the snow come traveling from the sky. She's as nice as apple pie, she'll get her own lad by and by. When she gets a lad of her own, she won't tell her ma when she comes home. Let them all come as they will for Albert Boo, she loves still. I tell me, ma, when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. Pulled my hair, they stole my comb, but that's all right till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is courting 1, 2, 3. Please, would you tell me who is she? Albert Moody says he loves her, all the boys fighting for her. Knock at the door and they ring at the bell, singing, oh my true love, are you well? Out she comes as white as snow, rings on her fingers and bells on her toes. Old Jenny Murray says she'll die, she doesn't get the fella with the robe. And I let the wind and the rain and the hill blow high and snow come traveling from the sky. She's as nice as apple pie, she'll get her own lad by and by. When she gets a lad of her own, she won't tell her ma when she gets home. Let them all come as they will for Albert Moody, she loves still. I'll tell me ma. Yeah, that one takes a lot of air. I will admit. That's a fun. Oh yes. Well, I have another joke, but I want to do another song before I do another joke. And this one's a lot of fun. I discovered this one, and I actually, at the state fair, I shared this one, and I said, has anybody heard the Irish song, Who Threw the Overalls in Mrs. Murphy's Chowder? And several hands went up, and I'd never heard of it before, and it's a lot of fun. But it's a very fast song. It's got lots of words as usual, and the song is titled, Who Threw the Overalls in Mrs. Murphy's Chowder? Okay? And I know there's some of you out there that have heard this song before. Oh, the Murphys gave a party just about a week ago. Everything was plentiful. The Murphys, they're not slow. They treated us like gentlemen. We tried to act the same, but only for what happened. Well, it was an awful shame. When Mrs. Murphy dished the chowder out, she fainted on the spot. She found a pair of overalls in the bottom of the pot. Tim Nolan, he got ripping mad. His eyes were bulging out. He jumped up on the piano and loudly he did shout, oh, who threw the overalls in Mrs. Murphy's chowder? Nobody spoke, so he shouted all the louder. It's an Irish trick that's true. I can lick them, make them through. The overalls in Mrs. Murphy's chowder. So we dragged the pants from out of the soup and laid them on the floor. Each man swore up on his breast he'd never seen them before. They were plastered up with mortar and were worn out at the knee. They had their many ups and downs as we could plainly see. When Mrs. Murphy, she came, began to cry and pout. She had them in the wash the day, forgot to take them out. Tim Nolan, he excused himself for what he'd said that night. So we put music and the words with all our might. Oh, who threw the overalls in Miss Murphy's chowder? Nobody spoke, so we shouted all the louder. It's an Irish chick that's true. I can lick them, make them through. The overalls in Mrs. Murphy's chowder. Who threw the overalls in Mrs. Murphy's chowder? Well, that's a great one, isn't it? Oh, I've got another humorous joke. It's called For the Glory of Ireland. This gives me a chance to kind of catch my breath, too, after that one. So, Paddy the Englishman, Paddy the Irishman, Paddy the Scotsman, and Paddy the Welshman were all flying together on Aer Lingus, the national airline of Ireland. The captain announced that they were losing altitude rapidly and that one of them would have to jump out to save the others. "I do this for this glorious Scotland," said Paddy the Scotsman, and he jumped out. "We need to lose more weight," said the captain, so Paddy the Welshman shouted, "I do this for the glory of Wales," and he jumped out. "Sorry," said the captain, "I'm afraid we need to lose the weight of just one more person." "I do this for the glory of Ireland," said Paddy the Irishman, and he threw Paddy the Englishman out of the plane. Yeah. "Oh, Galway Girl." This is another very popular song in Ireland in the pubs. Galway, Ireland, if you don't know, is situated on the picturesque west coast of Ireland, and Galway is closely associated with the Irish culture, language, music, song, and dance tradition. It has become fondly known as Ireland's cultural heart. The county is well known for its Irishness due to its designated Gaeltacht regions throughout the county. A Gaeltacht region is an area where its inhabitants largely speak the native Gaelic Irish as their first language. Galway has the largest population of remaining native Irish speakers in the whole country of Ireland. So let's do the song, "The Galway Girl." Well, I took a stroll on the walk of a day, I met a little girl and we stopped and talked of a fine soft day. And I asked you, "Friend, what's a fella to do?" 'Cause her hair was black and her eyes are blue. And I knew right then I'd be taking the world round a Salt Hill prom with a Galway girl. Halfway there when the rain came down of a day, she asked me up to her flat downtown of a fine soft day. So I took her hand and I gave her a twirl, and I lost my heart to a Galway girl. And I asked you, "Friend, what would you do if her hair was black and her eyes were blue?" When I was up, I was all alone. Had a broken heart and a ticket home. And I asked you, "Friend, what's a fella to do if her hair is black and her eyes are blue?" I've been traveling around, been all over this world. Boys, I ain't never seen nothing like a Galway girl. Oh, the Galway Girl. From the west coast of Ireland, Galway. The Irish potato famine took place in Ireland between 1845 and 1855, 10 years. By the time the famine ended, approximately 1 million people had died, and more than 1.5 million adults and children left Ireland to seek refuge here in America. The next song, "The Green Fields of Ireland," talks about the young people of Ireland leaving on ships to lands far away, but their hearts would always remain in the green fields of Ireland. The Green Fields of Ireland. across the Atlantic, oh, what do I see? The islands of Antrim, that's all that's plain and clear. The green fields of Ireland will welcome me there. We're an island way out on the sea. We are the Irish, as proud as can be. And soft summer breezes or wild winter wind, our hearts in the green fields of Ireland. And stand by the harbor, well, what do I see? A great ocean liner's waiting for me. There's young people leaving for lands far away. All we ask is the right for to go or to stay. We are an island way out on the sea. We are the Irish, as proud as can be. And soft summer breezes or wild winter winds, our hearts in the green fields of Ireland. And brave we the anthem as troubles have come, and bury the hedge with a long pick and hoe, and never ask my enemy who calls me his friend, and the green fields of Ireland will be peaceful again. We are an island way out on the sea. We are the Irish, as proud as can be. And soft summer breezes or wild winter winds, our hearts in the green fields of Ireland. We are an island way out on the sea. We are the Irish, as proud as can be. And soft summer breezes or wild winter winds, our hearts in the green fields of Ireland. The green fields of Ireland. Yep, their hearts were always in Ireland, even though they left, and most of them came to America. A lot of them went to Canada as well during that time. I'm going to get into my river dance set. River dance is a stage performance consisting mainly of traditional Irish music and dance. I'm sure many of you have been to one of their shows. They opened up in Dublin, Ireland in February of 1995, and since then the show's been to over 450 venues worldwide and has been seen by more than 25 million people, making it one of the most successful dance productions in the world. Their 25th anniversary U.S. tour was set for last year, and they had to cancel it. And in communicating with the river dance drummer that I have occasion to communicate with over in Dublin, he said that they would not go on tour until next year. So it's been my pleasure these past few years to be friends with Mr. Mark Alford, the principal percussionist for Riverdance. And my next three numbers are going to be from Riverdance. I'm going to feature my traditional Irish tin whistles and the not traditional castanets, which comes from one of the songs in Riverdance. So we'll start with Home in the Heartland, and it's a ballad, a beautiful Irish ballad that comes from this production. Contains the lyrics, high in the sky through the cloud and rain. Every familiar face seems like an old friend, when every hand that you shake is like a warm embrace. Could only be one sweet place, and that's home in the heartland. And I'm going to play the high D10 whistle on this one. Dance. Home in the Heartland, played on the Irish tin whistle, although the tin whistles that I have here today were produced by the Clark Company in Manchester, England. And the Irish school children learn the basics of the tin whistle, just like our children here in America learn on the recorders. The next song is kind of an unusual song from Riverdance. It's during a dance scene, and the dancer plays the hand castanets. So I adapted the concert castanets to do the song called Andalusia, and actually it's been one of the most requested favorite songs of all the Irish songs that I do, although this one doesn't seem so Irish to me, but Riverdance did it. It must have some kind of connection. Yeah, I go to the Veterans Home a lot and do performances there, and then they just love these castanets. So let me do this number called Andalusia, and it's nothing but castanets played along with the Riverdance group. Andalusia. to you from Riverdance. Woo! That'll warm up the fingers. Oh, the final one I've got from my Riverdance set is it's called Lift the Wings. And this was so appropriate to play, especially after the tornado and the derecho, because it speaks about high winds, the small flowers, lift the wings. And this gives me a chance to also play the low D tin whistle. So it's called Lift the Wings from Riverdance. How can the small flowers grow if the wild winds blow? All the cold snow is all around. And where will the frail birds fly if their homes on high have been torn down to the ground? Lift the wings that carry me away from here and fill the sail that breaks the line home. But when I'm miles and miles apart from you, I'm beside you when I think of you, styrene aglow. How can a tree stand tall if the rain won't fall to wash its branches down? And how can a heart survive? Can it stay alive if its love denied for long? Lift the wings that carry me away from here and fill the sail that breaks the line to home. But when I'm miles and miles apart from you, I'm beside you when I think of you, styrene, and I'm with you as I dream of you, styrene, and a song will bring me near to you, styrene aglow. From Riverdance, Lift the Wings. Beautiful song. Beautiful song. And so began 8 centuries of oppression. From the 12th century on, the English did everything in their power to make the Irish more English, including teaching them tiddlywinks, making them eat Yorkshire pudding, and when all else failed, taking their lives. The Irish are a famously stubborn lot, however, and very little worked. Often the Irish would just turn around to their conquerors and say, "Yep, that's grand. We're all Irish now, so you fellas can head off home and we'll look after things here for you." The next song I've got is On the Road, and On the Road was adopted by the Irish Army as its official song in 1943, and it's called On the Road. We're on the one road, sharing the one load. We're on the road to God knows where. We're on the one road, it may be the wrong road, but we're together now, who cares? Northmen, Southmen, comrades all, Dublin, Belfast, Cork and Donegal. We're on the one road, singing along, singing a soldier song. Though we've had our troubles now and then, now is the time to make them up again. Sure aren't we all Irish anyhow? Now is the time to step together. Now we're on the one road, sharing the one load. We're on the road to God knows where. We're on the one road, maybe the wrong road, but we're together now, who cares? Northmen, Southmen, comrades all, Dublin, Belfast, Cork and Donegal. We're on the one road, singing along, singing a soldier song. Tinker, tailor, every mother's son, butcher, baker, shouldering his gun, rich man, poor man, every man in line, all together just like old lang syne. We're on the one road, sharing the one load. We're on the road to God knows where. We're on the one road, maybe the wrong road, but we're together now, who cares? Northmen, Southmen, comrades all, Dublin, Belfast, Cork and Donegal. We're on the one road, singing along, singing a soldier song. Night is darkness just before the dawn. From dissension Ireland is reborn. Soon we'll all be united Irishmen, make our land a nation once again. We're on the one road, sharing the one load. We're on the road to God knows where. We're on the one road, it may be the wrong road, but we're together now, who cares? Northmen, Southmen, comrades all, Dublin, Belfast, Cork and Donegal. We're on the one road, singing along, singing a soldier song. On the one road, and like I stated a minute ago, that was adopted by the Irish Army as official song in 1943. Not for sure if it still is, but the next song I've got from this selection of actually fighting songs, Revolutionary War songs, Civil War songs. Next one I've got is called Sing Irishmen Sing. And in 1922, after the Irish War of Independence, most of Ireland seceded from the United Kingdom to become the independent Irish Free State, but under the Anglo-Irish Treaty, the 6 northeastern counties known as Northern Ireland remained within the United Kingdom, creating the partition of Ireland. And we're all familiar with the Northern Ireland today. So I've got a song called Sing Irishmen Sing. Irishmen sing. So the sound of your voices will ring, and let the world know that it really is so. Sing, Irishmen, sing. I dreamed of that beautiful picture. No more need we think of the past. They're singing and dancing in Ireland, and the people are happy at last. The sound of the gunfire is missing. The rifle will bring no more pain. They're singing and dancing in Ireland, and the people are happy again. Sing, Irishmen, sing. So the sound of your voices will ring, and let the world know that it really is so. Sing, Irishmen, sing. There's laughter in Belfast and Derry. You'll hear it ring out in the air. Through Cavan, Killarney and Kearney, through Leitrim, Mayo and Kildare. No more the little ones suffer. There's sunshine where once there was rain. They're singing and dancing in Ireland, and the people are happy again. Sing, Irishmen, sing. So the sound of your voices will ring, and let the world know that it really is so. Sing, Irishmen, sing. The streets all are crowded with dancers, and music rings over the land. I've never seen people so happy. Oh, boys, I can tell you it's grand. I know it's only a dream now, but my hopes will always remain to see the sun shine over Ireland, and the people are happy again. Sing, Irishmen, sing. So the sound of your voices will ring, and let the world know that it really is so. Sing, Irishmen, sing. Sing, Irishmen, sing. So the sound of your voices will ring, and let the world know that it really is so. Sing, Irishmen, sing. And let the world know that it really is so. Sing, Irishmen, sing. Sing, Irishmen, sing. Little history. Some things that you may not realize. Actually, if I have time, I'm going to do one here from the Revolutionary War. An estimated 250,000 Irish people migrated to America during the colonial era. Little know we know that. 1607 to 1776, Irish immigrants of this period participated in significant numbers in the American Revolution, leading one British Major General to testify at the House of Commons that half the rebel Continental Army were from Ireland. One of the few careers available to the young men of Ireland was the military, and as part of England's army, hundreds of Irish soldiers were shipped off to the American colonies, and it was these soldiers who first introduced St. Patrick's Day to Americans. The next song, We'll Fight for Uncle Sam, is out of the Irish Brigade, and they weren't happy about the firing of General McClellan. General George McClellan commanded the Union's Army of the Potomac. General McClellan fought this war against Confederate armies, but he refused to fight a hard war against the Southern civilians. His constant fights with President Lincoln led to his dismissal after the 1862 congressional elections. General McClellan would be missed by many soldiers, but his departure was particularly traumatic for the men of the Irish Brigade. According to one Irish-American veteran, General McClellan was a great favorite of the brigade. McClellan was, recalled one Irish soldier, mild and pleasing in manner and could easily be approached by any of his men. The news that General McClellan had been dismissed was indeed a sad and heavy blow. So this song is called We'll Fight for Uncle Sam, and you're going to hear the mention of General McClellan. Well, I'm a modern hero. My name is Paddy Carney. Not long ago I landed from the bogs of sweet Killarney. I used to cry out so bad because that was my trade, sir, till I listed for a soldier boy with Concordia's Rare Brigade, sir, for to fight for Uncle Sam. He'll lead us on to glory, oh, he'll lead us on to glory, oh, to save the stripes and stars. Oh, once in regimental, me mind it did bewilder. I bid goodbye to Biddy dear and all the darling children. Who says I am the Irish Volunteers? The devil afraid is, because we've got the soldier boy McClellan for to lead us, for to fight for Uncle Sam. He'll lead us on the glory, oh, he'll lead us on the glory, oh, to save the stripes and stars. We soon got into battle, we made a charge of bayonets. The rebel belaggers soon gave way, they fell as thick as peanuts. On home the slaughter we made, bedad it was delighting. For the Irish lads in action are the devil's boys for fighting. They'll fight for Uncle Sam. He'll lead us on to glory, oh, he'll lead us on to glory, oh, to save the stripes and stars. Sam. He'll lead us on to glory, oh, he'll lead us on to glory, oh, to save the stripes and stars. Oh, sure we never will give in any sort of manner until the South comes back again beneath the starry banner. And if John Bull should interfere, he'd suffer for it truly, for soon the Irish Volunteers would give him ballyhooly. We'll fight for Uncle Sam. He'll lead us on to glory, oh, he'll lead us on to glory, oh, to save the stripes and stars. And now before I end my song, this free advice I'll tender. We soon will use the rebels up and make them all surrender. And once again the stars and stripes will to the breeze be swelling. If Uncle Abe will give us back our darling boy McClellan, we'll follow Little Mac. He'll lead us on to glory, oh, he'll lead us on to glory, oh, to save the stripes and stars. He'll lead us on to glory, oh, he'll lead us on to glory, oh, to save the stripes and stars. We'll fight for Uncle Sam. Very interesting, isn't it, to realize that we had Irish immigrants back then, and they fought in the Revolutionary War on our side. Well, the North. More than 150 Irishmen, most of them they also joined the Union Army during the Civil War. Some joined out of loyalty to their new home. Others hoped that such a conspicuous display of patriotism might put a stop to anti-Irish discrimination that was going on at the time. As the war dragged on and Irish casualties mounted, however, their sympathy for the Union cause began to wane. By the end of the war, many had abandoned the Northern cause altogether. But between 1861 and 1863, the soldiers who fought in the all-Irish units that made up the Irish Brigade were known for their courage, ferocity, and toughness in battle. And thus I have the song, Young America and Old Ireland. Is a soldier I am, and I'm wearing the green. With the boys of the army, I'm fighting I've been. With my knapsack and gun, wheresoever I be. Sure it's Union I fight for, till Ireland is free. Oh, then let me be living or dying. It's a sigh for the old side I'm sighing. But the tyrant I still be defying in America's Irish Brigade. In the 7 days fight, sure I stood at my post, and each pop of my gun made some rebel a ghost. And whenever the word came to charge me soul, I made it so some blackguard a bayonet hole. Oh, beheaded myself there were sliding, for the flag of the free I was fighting, and the slaughter I made was delighting in America's Irish Brigade. Let me be living or dying. It's the sigh of the old sod I'm sighing. But the tyrant I'll still be defying in America's Irish Brigade. When old Stonewall came down like 1,000 a brick, it's myself and my boy drove him back double quick. For we thought of Bull Run and our bosoms were full, and we wished we were running on old Johnny Bull. If the boys of our Ireland would name it, our freedom we soon would regain it. It's myself would go in with my bayonet in America's Irish Brigade. So there's hope for old Ireland when Irishmen learn how to handle a gun or a bayonet turn. And by this and by that, if we once get the chance, there'll be rifles in England that don't come from France. Sure as friends we have here when we need them, who in servings with bread for to feed them, and they help us to fight for our freedom in America's Irish Brigade. Oh, then let me be living or dying. It's a sigh for the old sighing. But the tyrant I still be defying in America's Irish Brigade. Taken the Irish through the Revolutionary War, and that was the Civil War. Well, I'm going to be closing. I hope you've enjoyed what I've shared today with the Irish culture and history and joke. Speaking of joke, now, I don't think I'm going to tell that one. Maybe I should. You want to hear one more joke? Well, this is called an old flame. An elderly couple were driving through County Kerry, Ireland, and Irene was driving when she got pulled over by the Garda, which is an Irish policeman, who asked her, "Mom, did you know that you were speeding?" And Irene turns to her husband, Mick, and inquires, "What did he say?" And Mick yells out, "He says you were speeding." The Guardia said, "May I see your license, please, Mom?" And Irene once again turns to Mick and says, "What did he say?" And once more Mick shouts out, "He wants to see your license." So Irene gives the policeman her driving license. The Guardian retorts, "I see you're from Kerry. I spent some time there once and had the worst date I've ever had." And for the final time, Irene turns to Mick and asks, "What did he say?" And Mick yells very loudly, "He thinks he knows you." Oh, before presenting my final number, I'd like to thank the Friends of Marshall County Conservation, naturalist Emily Herring, all my support staff out here that have today for allowing me to be the very first performance, a virtual performance to boot. but at least we're getting to do some music, aren't we? So I'd like to finish with a song that I do a lot for sing-alongs in the community. And it's called When Irish Eyes Are Smiling. And if you know this one, you can sing along. There's a tear in your eye, and I'm wondering why, for it never should be there at all. With such power in your smile, sure a stone you beguile, so there's never a teardrop should fall. When your sweet lilting laughter's like some fairy song, and your eyes twinkle bright as can be, you should laugh all the while, and all other times smile, and now smile a smile for me. When Irish eyes are smiling, sure 'tis like the morning spring. In the lilt of Irish laughter, you can hear the angels sing. When Irish hearts are happy, all the world seems bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, sure they'll steal your heart away. And when your sweet lilting laughter's like some fairy song, and your eyes twinkle bright as can be, you should laugh all the while, and all other times smile. Now smile a smile for me. When Irish eyes are smiling, sure 'tis like the morning spring. In the lilt of Irish laughter, you can hear the angels sing. When Irish hearts are happy, all the world seems bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, sure they'll steal your heart away. Well, thank you very much. Good night.